Forward. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. John 15:13. In his most recent book, And Some Gave All, my father, Braswell Dean, Jr., provides an eyewitness account of the greatest generation putting their life on the line for friends, family, and freedom. When placed against the odds in fighting a bloody battle on the small South Pacific island of Peleliu during World War II, my father and other United States Marines marched forward into the enemy. The resulting casualties were the highest of any amphibious assault in American military history. Despite being a tall target, standing 6 foot 5.5 inches while on the front line in the first wave of the invasion, my father survived Peleliu and then moved the fight to Okinawa, the last battle of World War II, where he was wounded by shrapnel from a Japanese mortar shell. While death is a part of life, it is the hardest part. In 1941 and years thereafter, many young boys put their futures on the line and laid down their life to fight for the freedom of friends, family, and fellow Americans. In his book, And Some Gave All, as in countless interviews and the documentary film The Death Ridges of Peleliu, produced by the television show Against the Odds, my dad, at age 95, shares memories of a terrifying time when a generation of young men showed great courage and love by offering their lives where the rest of the world might have the chance to be free. In the year 2020, as the world presents new challenges and some old forgotten fears, we are each faced with the question as to whether we are willing to give it all. Sanders Dean. Judge, thanks for the kind words, but I have yet to land on a hostile beach in hell. I have not been shot, shelled, and targeted to be killed. I have not suffered the thirst, noise, heat, confusion, being pinned down, and fright that you endured. I've not had buddies shot dead next to me or experienced death and destruction that you have. I have not seen a group of fine, young, well-trained Marines in a platoon disintegrate into squad size. You exemplify courage and are the true hero. Eric Melander, Peleliu Scholar. Braswell Dean, Jr. served on Peleliu. He landed on the northern end of the beach, White Beach 1, and participated in the epic struggle for the landform called the Point. His unit was cut off from the rest of the Marines that landed to the south of the point. His unit fought to overcome the ferocious Japanese resistance which threatened to roll up the Marines' flank. The fight for the point was the subject of a famous book called Coral Comes High by the commanding officer of Braswell's company, Captain George Hunt, USMCR. It is one of the most highly regarded books on the fighting in the Pacific ever written. Braswell is, I believe, the sole remaining survivor of Hunt's company that held the point. When I first went to Peleliu with noted Peleliu scholar Eric Melander, we spent hours studying the site of the battle. The lines of engagement were within yards of each other. My father remembered hearing the vicious fighting and was very concerned that the regiment's flank would be turned. Thank you for your service, Braswell. Nick J.N. Russo, son of Lieutenant Romolo Russo.